We are going to practice condensing logs, and they have three properties we're going to focus on here. The product property, so let's take a look at the product here. Product means multiply. So if you were adding two logs that have the same base, and we discussed last week that if the base number, the little b here, is hidden, it's a 10. So these have the same base number. If you were adding two logs with the same base, we are going to multiply the part I have in parentheses. So we're going to create one logarithm, and we're going to condense it using the property. And if you look right here, when you're adding two logs that have the same base, simply multiply them together. You see that we've done that with a and b. So if adding is multiply, subtract is divide. Again, they have to have the same base number, and since this base number is hidden, it's a 10. And so we are simply going to create a fraction as we read it. If we were to condense this, it would be a divided by b. And you see that right there, a divided by b. And then we have one called a power property. So the power property will look like this. You will have a number in front of a log, and we can move this number here to the exponential part of the log. You can see that we've done that right here. And so we're not really necessarily condensing anything in this particular problem, but we will need to know how to use the power property when we do condense our problems here. So let's take a look at our first example here. Condense log x plus log y. They both have the same base number of 10. And remember, add means to just multiply. So we are going to create one log. I'm not going to write the 10 because if it's hidden, it's understood as 10. So we'll say log, and then you just simply go x times y. That's our answer. And so look at our second example, condense. This is log base 10. This one is also log base 10. And we are simply going to put in parentheses what we have here on both of the logs. And remember, subtract means to divide. We are going to create a fraction. So we say log, create the fraction bar. Start with the first term you have on the left, which is 4x squared. That goes up top. 3y goes on the bottom. Now, look at this guy right here. This is the power property, going back up to this example right here. So the power property says that you can take this little bitty number and simply move it in front. So it would look like this, x log 4. All right, let's take a look at an example here. I want to do two of them with the power property. So let's start with question 1. We want to rewrite this expression, and we've already stated that if you have a term or a part in front of a log, you can simply take that and put it into the power. So that'd be log u to the 6th power, log u to the 6th power. So let's get down to, let's look at this question number. Let's look at question number 9. Sometimes you're going to do more than one thing. Notice that right here, there is a number in front of a log. We have a number in front of a log, and we are subtracting. So we have three things we need to do. The first thing I want to do is I want to do the power property. I want to take this 5 and put it into the power. And then I want to take this 20 and do it to the power of 20 here. And when you do that, now you are just going to do the subtract or the divide property. So we're going to do a to the 5th power divided by b to the 20th power. So log a to the 5th goes up top, b to the 20th goes on bottom, and you see our answer is b. So sometimes you will have a compound condensing that needs to take place where you'll have to address the power property and then figure out, am I multiplying or dividing?